Hello, my name is Frederick and I am a paramedic. Paramedics, most of us, we work in ambulance settings. We are all about, our main agenda is saving lives.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take you through our day-to-day activities.
Okay, so what happens when, okay, currently we are having an interview, but what will happen in case you get a phone call requiring an ambulance?
Okay, first of all, an ambulance comes with two guys. We have an operator who has also done first aid and the paramedic.
Yeah.
Those are two guys in the ambulance. So when we receive a phone call, that is either from a facility or a police officer, or our phone calls are random. You can get even from we have contacts with individuals in operations companies or road safety agencies, so we can receive phone calls from anywhere. So when you receive a phone call, this is our gadget. This is how it looks. It has receiving, and then you proceed. You receive and you take the details in brief. You can take the location where the incident is at, the age, and the condition of the patient.
Okay, so what's like your day-to-day activity?
Okay, when you report to work, first of all, we do checklisting. Checklisting entails you check the ambulance, the equipment. We have medicines, we have monitors, we have the instrument. We have medicines and we have instruments in the ambulance. So the first thing before I proceed with my work at the ambulance, I bring handover with the other guy from the other shift. The number of maybe calls they have done, whatever they have used, so that through the day I know whatever I'm dealing with. So I'll check the medication, I'll check the equipment if they're okay, cleanliness of the car. After then, we are ready to go.
And there's an occasion that happened, or maybe an incident that happened, like D2 Westgate. What happens when you have like so many people where you need a lot of ambulance? An emergency like a fire emergency, maybe a stampede, people have stepped on each other. Just give us what happens when we see ambulance following each other, maybe so many ambulance. What happens in that occasion? Do you take the patient to any hospital, or what happens?
Okay, under such situation,
Yeah.
that we call it MSI, multiple casualty incidents. What we do when you reach, maybe you're the first ambulance reaching on the scene, and you have like more than 5 people who are injured. Before you proceed, you can contact your office or other ambulance agencies, because we are like a family. We have a network of ambulances.
Yeah.
Because I cannot manage it by myself, I contact others, then I request for backup. Then I proceed to the scene. To the scene, what do? I assess for the most critical patient, that is the most at risk, because we are more of saving lives. The most at risk, this is like someone who is having trouble with breathing, someone who is bleeding, then we proceed.
And what will happen if you find that the patient has succumbed to the injury, is gone, or maybe is dead? Can you maybe are you allowed to see that a patient is no longer alive, or what happens? Maybe in a road accident.
Okay, about that, our work is not all the time you will be successful. It is a 50-50 situation. Maybe you go to a road accident, you find the patient is critically injured. You try your best, but at long last, if the patient dies. So what we do during assessment of a patient on the ground, we check for, first of all, airway. You open the airway, you check if it's parted. The second thing, you check for breathing. Breathing, you will feel the chest if it's raising. If breathing, we normally see the lungs if they are functioning. And the third one, we check for circulation, if it's present or negative. If all these three parameters are negative, you can rule out that a patient is dead. And that is the worst we usually meet in our events, our day-to-day events. So with that, we are able to satisfy, because we use some parameters to know that patients is he alive or dead. With those three parameters positive, we will be able to rule out the patient is dead.
Briefly explain to me, sometimes you'll see an ambulance with the siren on, but it's not on high speed. What happens?
Okay, what we do, our work as ambulance team, we are all about responding. And in emergency, the first few minutes, those are very critical. Maybe, for example, you are called for a patient who is choking. Choking, if you don't respond within 3 minutes, that means your patient will not be able to assist. So we are all about urgency. So maybe when we receive a call now, we might start moving, but we don't have the exact detail. So we are on the phone, we proceed, but by that time we're also receiving the information of where we are headed. We can't sit here, we wait 5 minutes, we get the exact location. So most of us will find an ambulance on siren moving in slow pace. By that time we are trying to work out where we are going, whatever we are dealing with. From there, you'll find us on speed.
So what is one of the worst things that you would not like to meet? Like an accident, or maybe what is the worst for you that you would say, this one is so tough, that maybe traumatizes you, or maybe you prefer to just let it go?
I like working with scenarios. My worst ever shift is when I was attending to a baby, 10-year-old male who had aspirational pneumonia. Aspiration means the baby was eating, probably he was playing at the same time. So the food that he was eating went to the wrong side, the breathing part, not the way to the stomach. So I got aspiration pneumonia. We had to be called here to the destination, which was like 10 minutes away. On reaching there, he was unconscious, but not in a good condition. And then we had to take the baby a 30 minutes drive to a near facility. Just on reaching 2 minutes to the facility, the baby succumbed. We tried resuscitating, we tried applying the AED pads, but to no avail. The baby just succumbed and died on our hand, on my ambulance, with my care. That's my worst scenario. And again, another thing is like what I will never and wouldn't like to happen again is, imagine an ambulance which is used for rescuing people is involved in an accident. Because an ambulance is just a normal car. It's only that its function or its work is different. So we also have drivers. Most of us also have accidents like just any other cars. So maybe you're involved in a situation where your ambulance may be turned or hit somebody or hit another car. How would you like to be in that situation? Because we're all about saving lives. So what if we are rushing to save life, and in a few minutes you are the ones being saved on the roadside? Do you like such a scenario?
And what about the drivers? Do you also get into conflict with drivers, being told switch off that siren, being told you're not transporting a sick patient, you're taking advantage of the traffic jam? Do you get such scenarios? Like
Yeah, of course. in life, not everyone will appreciate whatever you're doing. However much is effective, you'll be the one seeing how effective it is, but not everyone. Our roads are full of jam, bad roads, few pedestrians walking, and we are all about speed. And we get through these challenges through, you see, our ambulance drivers are well equipped for the job. All this they go through training where they're being taught how you can handle maybe a matatu driver, or a tout, or someone who is barring you from the way. But we normally get a lot of challenges on the roads. Maybe you are in emergency, you really want to be in the hospital for maybe the next 2 minutes, and here is a matatu or a car that has barred you. It thinks that you don't have patient, or maybe yes, you cannot have a patient, but maybe by that time you are going for the patient.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't have a patient, you stay on the jam, we switch off that siren. But because we know whatever we are doing, because we can't take advantage of the siren and the ambulance, so we just chill. Most of them, we tell them whatever, how it's happening. That's why we always advocate for sensitization about ambulances, of which is a good thing. Nowadays, even the matatu drivers, when they're going to driving school, they are taught about ambulance and their rules. So from way back, like 5 years ago to now, the Kenyan roads were improving on the ambulance. At least they can give you way. It's not like, you don't have a patient, or you're just in a hurry, you're going home to drink tea, or you're closing the shift. Nowadays the mentality has changed. But in like 5 years back, we really had the challenge. But nowadays, citizens are well equipped with the ambulance services. Because we normally even give them the example. We normally respond even to the highways where maybe the PSV vehicle has fallen. Now he's saying, you are the guy, so you're ambulance guy. So they know our work. We even assist them. So nowadays we can give a thumbs up to the PSV vehicles. Yeah.
And what about what happens when you have seen that trauma?
Yeah.
Do you go through therapy, or what happens?
That also becomes a challenge to us, because nowadays in our country everything's all about money. And if you have to incur the counseling sessions, you also have to have some cash. Most of our organizations don't have that package, but we are advocating for, which we also appealing to the government. Because you might, like my scenario which I gave you, I lost a 10-year-old baby. It's such a small life to be lost. I've struggled. After that, I'm going to my house. I have to sleep. I have that trauma in my mind. So we'll really benefit from the counseling and being advised on how we can handle most of the things. But we find us, the trauma normally pile day by day, because today I might have this one, tomorrow I might have a bleeding patient, tomorrow I might have an old patient who also maybe has died. So it's traumatic. But what do we do? Because it's our thing, we just try to push on. But we really benefit from the counseling sessions.
Now let's go to the fun part of now being a paramedic. What are some of the things you really like about being a paramedic?
Okay, what I can say first, paramedic is a noble cause. It's all about saving lives. Imagine you are the person between the patient and the doctor.
Yeah.
If you do a positive thing, the patient will be able to reach to the facility safely. Yeah, because most of our clients find it difficult to reach in facilities, and their emergency, maybe they are bleeding, there's no one to assist them. What most of them do, maybe you can be carried with a personal vehicle, maybe from a scene to the facility, whereby with that also you succumb to most of the things. Maybe you can bleed to there, so your chances of survival are very minimal. But us as the paramedics, when you're there, first we will give you first aid first. We ensure that you're okay for transport. So when you reach the hospital, most probably it's just for admission. So the fun part about paramedic is that when you're saving lives, even not only saving lives, but the thank you that you get from the client, the thank you that you get from safely taking the patient to the facility. the warmness you see in someone who has no foot, which is choked in an accident, but he still has hope to give them hope. Yeah. And when we say about fun, it's not like that fun, but it's also fun seeing vehicles moving, giving you that space. Yeah, because your priority is reaching to the scene in time. And what are the PSV vehicles doing? They are giving you that what you like. That's also nice about EMS.
Okay, last but not least, would you like to the final remarks on the sensitization of the public? Just tell them something, what they have been thinking about paramedic, they should stop, or what they should improve. Just tell the public something.
To the public, I would like to say this. From now henceforth, we need to take out the mentality that, one, ambulances are used to carry bodies. Let me inform you, on our rules and regulations, to surprise you, we are not allowed to carry a dead body. That's why we have us. When we're in a situation and we find the body is dead, we just call. We find someone is dead, we call maybe the police, or we call us, which will do the transportation. We don't take bodies. That one the first thing you guys should take off your minds. The other thing, ambulances are a different type of unique types of cars. An ambulance is also a car, but it's a car which saves lives. So the best thing you can do, you as a road user, you as a PSV holder, you as a licensed holder, when you see an ambulance maybe on your side or maybe at your rear and is on siren, just give way. Yeah, let's stop the mentality that we are transporting, I don't know, melons, we are transporting drugs. No, this cause, as it is said, is noble. There's no way we can do vices. It's what we've been in classes for more than 3 years. So I can't be in class 3 years learning how to save lives, and again I'm doing contrary things.
Yeah.
So we are not carrying drugs, we are not carrying watermelons, we are not carrying potatoes, we are carrying patients. And if you stop an ambulance and you find that it doesn't have a patient, what normally happens is we have been called, we are going for a patient. That's the thing about ambulances. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. Hello.
Yes.
So tell us your name and how you found yourself here where I'm seated.
Oh.
And tell us what it entails you being, let me say the driver, but you ought to tell me who the person is called and the terms that you use.
Okay, my name is Sami Adio, paramedic. That is the common name that people normally know in Kenya, paramedic. But in this sense, we are EMTs, because in Kenya we don't have paramedics. It's only Masinde Muliro that already started that course, and so many people have not enrolled in that course. So I joined this career when I was still young. I didn't have that maturity of how things goes in this field, because it's an hard field. I studied EMT in 2017. That's where I got my license, and then I started like it when I come with Okoa. I was working with Aveni Hospital, then doing local with Okoa. I left Okoa. I did locum Jamii ambulance.
Locum, what is locum?
Locum is whereby somebody just needs you to on a standby to maybe 12 hours shift. That's what we call it locum. There are some places you go for 24 hours. That's a locum. It is not a permanent place. So that is the locum. I keep myself running up and down looking for those locums so that I can keep myself up to date to have the skills in this field.
Okay, so you have said no one is a paramedic, we are all EMTs. So by EMT, what is it? Full term of EMT.
Yeah. EMT stands for Emergency Medical Technician. Why is it Emergency Medical Technician? Because this person is well trained to deal with emergency and to deal with medical cases. That's why Emergency Medical Technician. So when you come to understand the word technician means so many things in a different world, in different careers. There's a technician for wiring, the technician for motor vehicle. So it is the same. EMTs, this person is well trained to deal with pre-hospital care. So to deal with emergency cases, when you give Shuri an emergency cases, Shuri is able to handle that. In a medical cases, it is still the same.
So let's say if something happens and the paramedic, the paramedic needs help. You also can transition from this place to the back.
Now it depends, because we have this mirror. When you use this mirror, definitely this one is a way of communication with the paramedic at the back. Because when you're driving, you need to see what's happening behind. Maybe it is violence behind, so you need to see to be observant. So in any communication, if she or he needs assistance from me, if it's an emergency thing, I will just stop the vehicle. I get out, I go at the back, see where I can help at that particular time. And if it is something that maybe she or he can require, can you go slowly? I want to give an injection. Maybe I was going on a speed of 120. Now, she already decided, no, at that speed, I'm not able to give that injection, a painkiller. So kindly, can you do what? Slow down, go with a slow pace, or you can pull over so that I can give the injection and then we proceed. So it's a communication that we normally communicate with. So I will just slow down or pull over. After that, now you tell me, yeah, I'm okay, I've already done it, we can proceed. Now you continue with the journey.
Okay, there is this question that I've really been wanting to ask. So, recently we just had our safari rally. The roads were crowded, people were busy cheering and jeering, waiting for the safari rally. I know things do happen in that incident. So, what do you do when you find yourself there's a lot of traffic jam, and then there are people maybe across the road or across the pavement? So what do you do in that situation?
In that one, it is very simple. An ambulance is just a normal vehicle as others. There's no difference. The only difference is the moment you have a patient, you are responding to a patient. That's where the difference comes in. But when you don't have a hurry, you don't go anywhere, you just follow the rules. No one is above the law. So it's just a normal vehicle. When you just cause an accident, you just face the law. The rule of law, because it's an accident. This is a vehicle. It's not a human being, it's a vehicle. And I've just caused an accident. Maybe I didn't have any patient. I didn't respond anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. And I've just hit a patient. Or somebody, or a pedestrian, or I've hit a vehicle. It's just a police case. Because I didn't go anywhere. I didn't have that code 3. There's what we call code 3 in our ambulance. When you hear what code 3, it's now you're using a siren. That's the code 3. Now you are responding, or you have a patient. Now that is the time you have that authority, and when you open the siren, it's you asking for a favor for the other vehicle users. It is not that it is a mandatory that you're supposed to pass. There's no that rule. It is, I'm asking if you can you give me just a way so that I can pass. You cannot see an ambulance just running nowhere you're going, but you're just going, because so many ambulances, there are so many people who sit in this seat the way you've seated, but they are misusing it. That's why you find them, we are getting so many accidents, because they're not trained. You see? So that's why you see these county ambulances, most of them are the one getting this accident. When you just do your investigation, find them they're carrying the pineapples, some they're carrying charcoals,
Yeah. Melons.
exactly. So they're misusing the ambulance. They're not using the code at the proper time, at the right time. So when we see an ambulance putting on the siren, coming, crying, wee, it and that, it is just asking for a favor.
Yeah.
If you can give me way. If you can't, it is well and good. Yeah.
So tell us your worst, because you said people are not following the instructions. People are doing what they want on the roads. People don't want to move. People don't want to give way. So what is like your worst experience when you have a patient or when you have a call?
The worst experience, both of them, we have to is when you're responding and when you have a patient, because it depends with the status of the patient, and it depends with the history of where you're going. You see, now you'll be told there's a patient who has collapsed. Where you are and where the patient is like 5 minutes or to 10 minutes drive. So when somebody has just collapsed, you know, as a medic, there's something you need now. What has happened? Is there a pulse? So your adrenaline in your body is activated to run to help that patient, because these patients are cautious and just collapsed. So you don't know the history, you don't know the patient is she or is not able to talk, so you don't know anything. So you are just going blindly. What you have been told is the patient has collapsed. So go and do investigation. So that one it's an headache to you. And then the other thing is when you have a patient and the patient changes conditions in your ambulance. The same adrenaline triggers. You don't want the patient to die in the ambulance, because there are some things you'll ask yourselves as a medic. What if the patient dies? What did I did not do when it's what? So you start going back to class, your own class. I did not do what? I was supposed to do what? Okay. This patient died because I did not do this. If I did this patient would be alive. So there are some questions you need to answer coming to you.
And when you're being given like a referral from county to county, what happens when maybe you are new on the road? Considering
you know, in an ambulance, there's a gadget we normally use. We have a Google map, of which you know where you're going and you know the way the weather is. Because before you go, you need to do investigation. How is that area? How is that area for me? If you have a patient, we are going to pick a patient on board, you would use a Google map. The moment if you are referring from here, from Nairobi maybe to Kisumu, and you have a relative, definitely the relative will come and sit in, so that you'll be having that conversation, telling you, now you can use this the best route, this is not the best route. You can use this one, it's the shortest, this one is the longest. This one has a lot of bumps, this one doesn't have a lot of bumps, but it is long. So you as an operator, you will understand now which one we use. I don't want to use bumps because of the issue of that time. So I will decide to use a longer route where I will go with the speed of 100, 110, but I will take shorter time. Rather than use a shorter route, but it has a lot of bumps. It will take so many hours with them. Because after every kilometer, you've stopped, bumps, again, you start again.
And do you get attacked? Do EMTs get attacked by people, by drivers, ambulance carjacking maybe?
Yeah, there was a season that ambulance were used to carjack. Ambulance were being stolen, but recently no. Because nowadays we have an app called Flare, an agency called Flare. They normally put trackers on vehicles. They give you gadgets, so if you have anything, they can even track the vehicle and they can see. If they've dispatched you and you're going the wrong route, they will tell you why you're going the wrong route, because they're seeing you on their screens. So for now, I've never had. There was a season that they were that carjacking, because I know there was an agency. They were stolen each and everything. Monitors, ventilator, their phones, jets, spare tires, oxygen, all vital machines that were stolen. And there is another agency that I know that they stole in Kayole, and they were stolen even the phones the same. But since then I've never heard that an ambulance has been stolen or been hijacked. Because nowadays we work hand in hand with police, because we have mobile numbers, so you can even just call.
How guaranteed are you as a driver, or maybe as an EMT, that you're safe, considering you're speeding? Maybe you're driving at a speed of more than 100 on the roads. How guaranteed is your family, your wife, maybe your kids, that you can come safe?
You know, in this field, it's everywhere. Nobody's guaranteed to be alive that particular time. The moment you leave your house, you pray. The moment you come back, it's by the grace. Because so many people die each and every night. Each and every single night. One day just go to Mama Lucy, park at the casualty. Just park and see how many vehicles passing by in front of you, going to the mall. Before 2 p.m. That is from 12 to 2 p.m. People die daily through motorbikes. Even you can be operating this vehicle. These are normal car. It doesn't work with a miracle. No. The moment you start it, you use the same fuel. But the person who driving a Range Rover, the person who driving a Mazda or a Suzuki, the same fuel is used, the same person, the same ambulance using. So the only difference is you have been trained to advance, to know the nature of your vehicle and how you're speeding. You know now, at this rate I'm supposed to speed at this rate. I'm not supposed to go beyond this one. You know, so because there's a class called evoc that you normally, as an operator, you normally have to tell you at this particular time, or when you have a patient, there's a maximum speed it's supposed to be. When you don't have a patient, just go as a normal vehicle. Follow the rules. Stay at the traffic. So some people can see you in the traffic jam. An ambulance just waiting there. Yes, because there's a certain day I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to let me today follow the rules. When I'm just on the traffic lights at the roundabout at university, call came. We have an emergency. Are you really able to respond? Okay, yes. Now we are here, and police officer, traffic officer, police is here. Stop us. Today you don't have an hurry. Yes, we don't have. And relax. Put the vehicle on parking and relax. 1 minute. Siren. Ni nini tena? Simu ndio hii, hata sinaona medic anaongea nayo. Tunaenda tukienda. Yeah, so even police officers, they don't want this vehicle to be on a jam, because each and every time they're busy cars. Yeah. But going from home back home, it's by grace. It's only by grace.
Recently, during the time of COVID, we
Yes.
experienced young people who hired an ambulance to throw a party inside. And that really made people really ask if ambulance really follow the procedures that they're supposed to be used. What is one thing you think the public has not yet been sensitized about that you think you could answer? Maybe you with the traffic road users, you with other operators.
You, when you're driving an ambulance, you need to know your right of way. And then on that period of COVID, you know, sometimes they are private ambulances, and they currently the work has it's not like the earlier, like 2019, 2018, there were so many few ambulances. But now ambulances are many. So they are private people. These ambulances are deployed like 4 medics in one ambulance. So you work 24, you leave, the other crew come, take another 24. So the owner of the vehicle needs money. The staff that working in that ambulance need money. The drug that you normally use, you have used maybe the previous day, you need to replace. So sometimes you can find, even if you are carrying, it is just the circumstance that inabidi. Because now we amekwambia nipeleke pale, uningoje utanipeleka home and I will pay you that 20,000. You can see that 20,000 it's, yeah. So that is the biggest challenge, but it is not the right way. But some normally do it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sam. I really appreciate.
You're most welcome.
Continue to